Hello viewer, thank you for joining us. My name is Yunis Dekow and this is CBA's News in Brief. Days after East Africa's largest submarine cable landed in Djibouti, Somaliland has made it clear that the cable will not land in Berbera. The Ministry of Telecommunication and Postal Services of Somaliland says a 25-year monopoly agreement deal with a communications company has led to Djibouti Telecom, Telecom Kenya and Somtel Somalia to skip Somaliland and set up a submarine cable system to link the East African coastline. The cable, which landed in Djibouti on Sunday, will link Djibouti, Mogadishu, Mombasa and Boosaaso towns and will deliver a capacity of up to 36 terabytes per second. The Minister for Telecommunication and Postal Services, Abdulwali Sheikh Abdullahi, said a 25-year monopoly agreement between the government of Somaliland and a private telecommunications company, which in 2011 led to the rejection of a similar cable that was to land in Berbera, has made it hard for the largest submarine cable in East Africa to land in Somaliland. He, however, said there is still room for further engagement. The cable leaves Djibouti through Boosaaso, through Mogadishu and Mombasa. Boosaaso is already connected to another international cable, which gives redundancy and options for managing traffic. Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, also has another cable that has been rejected to land in Berbera in 2011, which also gives the Somali capital an abundant capacity and diversity for its internet connectivity. Somalia's National Intelligence and Security Agency NISA has announced that its forces have arrested a singer for having links with Al-Shabaab militants barely 3 weeks after a college teacher was convicted for killings. In its Twitter account, NISA said Abshir Garane Ahmed was arrested after the security forces got intelligence report indicating the singer was an Al-Shabaab ringleader. According to another video clip posted on Twitter, the artist confessed that he was a member of the militant group. He said in the clip that he was working with Al-Shabaab on intelligence and finances. Abshir was part of a band financed by Mogadishu's local government. Meanwhile, Al-Shabaab has denied NISA's reports that singer Abshir Garane Ahmed is an Al-Shabaab operative. The group says Ahmed has no connections with Al-Shabaab. Somalia has vowed to secure the engineers and workers of the Mogadishu-Hargeysa highway construction following recent attacks on Turkish engineers. At least 3 people were killed and 20 others injured last Saturday after a suicide car bomb targeted the highway workers outside the Somali capital, Mogadishu. In a meeting with police and army chiefs, which was also attended by the Turkish and Qatari envoys, Somali Prime Minister Hassan Ali Khaire called on the chiefs to come up with developing a mechanism for the safety of Turkish constructors building the Mogadishu-Hargeysa highway. The Prime Minister emphasized the need for clearing and securing the construction work and to make sure the construction work goes on unhindered. In a statement from his office, the Prime Minister underscored the construction of the road and said that it will not be deterred by any acts of terror. According to a statement from the Prime Minister sent to newsrooms, the Prime Minister urged the constructors to complete the road, which he says is vital in facilitating movement, business development and economic growth of Somalia. One of the most senior foreign fighters with the Somali militant group Al-Shabaab says he has defected and is now in Mogadishu with the Somali government. Zubair al-Muhajir traveled from London to join the group in 2006. He rose through the ranks and ultimately became a member of the Al-Shabaab's Shura Council of Religious Scholars. Al-Muhajiri, originally from Ivory Coast, says that he fell out with the group in 2013 when its Amniyat forces arrested him and imprisoned him for 3 years. In 2011, Al-Muhajiri was the head of the committee appointed by Al-Shabaab to mediate between a bitter dispute between the late Ahmed Godane and 3 other commanders, Ibrahim Al-Afghani, Mukhtar Robo, Abu Mansour and Fuad Muhammad Khalaf Shongole. The Somali government has an open amnesty program for those defecting from Al-Shabaab as long as they renounce violence and ideology. Al-Muhajir says he first went to the Africa Union mission based at the Mogadishu airport and says he is now at the Somali government safe house. The former fighter is still waiting to hear from the government on what program they have for him. Banadr Governor and the Mayor of Mogadishu, Omar Mahmoud Mohammed Filish, held a meeting with his EU ambassador to Somalia, Nicholas Belanga Martinez. The meeting was aimed at accelerating the implementation of the city's development projects undertaken by the European Union. After the meeting, the Mayor of Mogadishu, Mr. Omar Filish, and the EU ambassador to Somalia jointly launched the Sanqaad project, a new project which is aimed at promoting new businesses in the capital. Sanqaad project is intended to support young entrepreneurs of small and medium-sized businesses in the Somali capital, Mogadishu. The European envoy to Somalia, Nicholas Belanga, commended the efforts of the Banadr government to supporting youth, which he said is the largest section of the population. Mr. Belanga said peace in Mogadishu is coming back to normal, and that means Somalia is recovering the instability and suffering. The Mayor of Mogadishu, Omar Filish, said this project is funded by the European Union and implemented by the UNDP. Mr. Filish added that the Sanqaad project will be implemented in some parts of Hamarweyn market, which was destroyed during Somalia's civil war. That is all we have for you in this particular news summary. Thank you for joining us. My name is Yunis Dekow. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.